Hugo Waka.
At this juncture, I would like to kindly ask for Dr. Waka Waka's award, please, to be for the usher to get on stage, please. At this juncture, I'd like to call upon our prince to kindly come up to award this award to Dr. Waka Waka. Can the usher kindly come up, please? Dr. Hughes Pierre Ngacha Waka Waka, thank you for coming. Thank you for uniting Africa by force now and calling Mr. Rumba so you could get your visa to be with us. At this juncture, I want you to hand over, usher to hand over the award, please, to Prince, our Prince. Prince Kijana Ngoma is now handing over that award.
Talking about
Can you kindly now dress him with the medal? Dr. Waka Waka, I think you'll have to remove your fedora.
More them get it, still one more. Now the pusher was away upon his ups and downs. And men are like junkies all over town.
Can we have a photo opportunity, please?
Say the first man who sat down, surely gonna put him down.
Can you kindly come a bit closer for a photo opportunity, please? A photo opportunity, ladies and gentlemen of the press.
It's gonna let a lot of them search the floor. More and more, talking about.
A round of applause, please. Dr. Waka Waka, you'll say a few words, please.
Thank you, Africa. Thank you, Uganda. It's a blessing. C'est un plaisir. C'est un plaisir para mim to passer aqui. It's a pleasure for me to be here in the motherland. It wasn't easy, but guess what? We got to unite Africa now by force. We have been trying to do that in the US and Canada. We have been promoting Africa for more than 17 years. I've been learning Swahili and so forth. But guess what? It's time, my brother and sister. It's time. We ain't gonna wait for somebody else to tell us what to do. I grew up every day from my dad listening to Marcus Garvey as a prophet of black people. Since I was a kid, my father, my elder always said, for a black man to be free, he got to be financially strong. At 8 years old, I started my candy business. Yes. And then I've been always involved in business. And I know from the bottom of my heart, my family comes from a farming background. Then agribusiness in our blood. But we always believe that true wealth is not about making $1 billion. It's about sharing what you have. That's wealth. That's how my parents taught me. And my parents always say, son, being an African had nothing to do with having money, having a chocolate envelope. There's a mixture in my family. We have Latino, everything in my family. Chinese, our family is really mixed. But guess what? My parents said, the content, this is just an envelope. Just like God sent me into a chocolate envelope, he could have sent me into a yellow envelope somewhere in South America. He would have sent me Waka Waka. Brother and sister of government. And I got a lot of data on Africa. I've been to 23 countries across the motherland. I invested my own money in this. I won't say my money, because every money comes from God. We all immigrants on earth. Soon I'm going to go back where I come from. Then what we have belongs to the Almighty. Yes, he gave me million, all this. We make all those fashion. From the boots all the way to the heart, we make it. And we sell it, we make money. It's made by our students. all those boots. We're going to give him an award anyway, because our students, they are from Africa. That's why for the past 17 years, we've been training young Africans to change the mindset. Because I believe, I'm a professional from the government, by God's grace. I spoke to Congress in my country. We have a delegation. The first that Africa shine. Africa have always shined. All the bullshit that they say Africa are poor, I just laugh. Do I look poor? No. I look organic, guys. Look, pure organic. The best organic in the world is here in Africa. Not the freaking junk food they give us down there, killing our people with food. Why nobody want to talk about it? That's why we're talking about agribusiness of God. Feeding the right food to the people. And that food can only come from Africa. Just like in the time of Joseph, he fed the whole world. Why can't we do that again today? My brother and sister, that selfish stuff that they taught our children, that bullshit education, that colonial education, that's why our movement, the Pan-Africanism, agribusiness and education, we train young people to make those shoes. Those boots are made here in Africa. Pure leather of Africa, and we sell it back in the US, Canada, China, all over the world. We are bold. We ain't shy. We fight it. We fight it. Actually, when I came, they stripped off my clothes at the airport. Brother can tell you that. They kept my clothes. We have our combat clothes. We fight, but we fight for agribusiness. We want to unify the black nation. We don't look only at Africa. I met all the black in Bolivia, Chile. I travel across South America, Canada, all over. There's black everywhere. And again, like we say, black is in here. It's more than a skin color. We want to unify people who believe in good food. We want to unify them here in Africa through the food. You guys are going to taste the food that is made here. I do have it here. Made by students, sold in the US, Canadian, Belgian market. It's made here. Micro-industry. We take a young man out of nowhere and we train them. We have machinery, everything, micro-industry. You're going to get it from that bag over there. Yeah. We take all those fruit, we turn it into something else that's more beautiful. Value added, agribusiness, unifying black people, unifying the whole world, unifying everybody who believes in organic food. Look at us over here. We all look organic, guys. We look beautiful. Ain't right? Come on, guys. Don't look at me like, hey, yo, I don't care, man. We look beautiful. I look beautiful. I don't care about you. Africa is a place. Do I not? I look organic, right? Everything. From the shoes all the way to my heart is organic, guys. I don't care about what you think. It's beautiful, Africa. Hey, guys, stand up for Africa, man. Our goal is stand up through food. And then our students send a package for him. We're going to award him also over here with a gift from Angola made by our students. This boot, 100% leather, skin leather from Africa. And beautiful, and steel toes too. It's better than Timberland. This is called the Waka Waka boot. We sell it all over the world. We make cell phone. It's made by our students, all those. Why can't we train our people not to be beggar? Come on, man. Our ancestors were not beggar. Yeah. All this. It's made. Smartphone. We have tablet. Open the tablet over there. Open it. It's been 17 years we've been making tablet contract with school and government. Open. Take it off. That one is old. Take it off completely, yes. The whole thing. That's all, 17 years. We get contract with government. Yeah, we make those. We train students. We brought more than 7,000. Us, we concrete, guys. I'm a farmer. I don't talk. I don't like to talk, guys. I like to do. Y'all can talk every day, but the one who feed you going to control you, period. You're going to look at him as God. Why can't we train our children to make all those? Why can't we change? Come on. Hey, guys, I don't know. I don't want to talk much, guys. Just follow us. We got farm. We have 2,500 hectares in Angola. We have farm in Congo. We have farm in South Africa. Man, guys, we don't talk much. We just do. That's agribusiness of God. We want to unify Africa through food. Yeah, guys, you are already hungry. I know that. You need to eat. That's the power of food, my brother and sister. Good food. That's the beauty of Africa. We blessed. I'm blessed to be here, guys. I move. By God's grace, we had contract with the army. We made a lot of boots back in the U.S. We made contract with Caterpillar and so forth. But all that money, we invested here in Africa. I challenge all of you, don't bring your money to America. Yes. Africa, guys, this is the place for everybody. That's the motherland. It has nothing to do with black, white, blue. We have a lot of members of our group here. We come from different backgrounds. We have Japanese. All Africa is the place, my brother. Pan-Africanism, agri-business co-op. We unify Africa through food. That's why we trade now between African countries. Why the food of Angola? That's the first time anyway that Angola exports to the U.S. It's through us. That's for the boss. Why the food of Africa can be traded within African nation? This is why we have the co-op of agribusiness. Start trading between ourselves. Je vous aime, mes amis. Yo amo a você. I don't want to talk too much, guys. You guys can just make sure that you come and eat with us. We do free food all across Africa. That's what we do. Free organic food. All right, guys. God is good all the time. I love you. Peace.
All the time.
All right,
good.
guys.
Merci beaucoup, monsieur.
De rien, madame. De
now,
nada.
Mr. Rumba Toyambala Chibaliga.
All G's made here. All G's made in Africa. All G's sold in America. Make sure you come and try the chips. Those chips are made in Angola and sold all across America. The first time ever, those are dry fruit. The fruit of Angola were getting rotted. 80% of the Angolese production of fruit were getting wasted until we started training them in micro-industry. Now, they turn all those fruit.
See, man. Wait, yeah, the shoes, man. Yeah, man.
That's organic.
Taking this one, man.
Skin of cow from Africa.
Taking over this one, man.
You know what I'm saying? We can do the best. We don't need to buy the stuff from China. I'm sorry. I love China. I love Europe. But, guys, Africa got the best. No disrespect. Yes, brother. Organic. Organic all the way. Viva Africa! Viva Africa!
Waka waka!
Viva Africa!
Waka waka!
Love you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Even like LeBron James, eating those fruits. You are one of the biggest. Anyway.
No, I think I like what Dr. Waka Waka said. I don't talk.
Can make it. Anyone can make those. We have machinery, micro-industry. We train young people. It doesn't matter the age. We train them how to make it. They turn mango into cheese. They turn banana, everything, and you go to a worldwide market. Why do we have to import all those things easy to make? Africa can make everything, my brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Just the right education, that's it. American club.
Let me eat the Waka Waka chips.
Jane, wait. Oh. Now you can.
Thank you so much. A round of applause for Dr. Waka Waka. Oh.
Okay, my brother, I'm very impressed with the pairs of boots. If you have another pair, I want to buy it for my brother here. Right now.
And also, when you buy any product that you buy from the Pan-Africa, come back to Africa. No money stay in America. We sell to America, China, but the money come back here. More education, AI. We want to train young people. We have a co-op school. Real education. Oh, sorry, one more thing. I was in Angola. I talk about Marcus Garvey to different universities. Nobody knows. I mean, like 99.9% of Angolese know who Marcus Garvey is. What the heck is that? Think that since we were kids, we were like the prophet of the black, Marcus Garvey. Hey, education got to be changed. We need a Pan-Africanism education, brother and sister. They don't know who Sankara is. They don't know. No, guys. You guys have a lot of work to do to change the mind.
So don't go away. Don't go away. And have a photo with Dr. Gus Caballo. And no, for you, award is coming. Don't worry. You can chill. Dr. Grace, let's have a photo for our history, man. Thank you so much, my man. I gotta take this one, man. No pay, man. No pay, man. I don't wanna pay you, man. Thank you so much, man. Hey.
We can make it here. It's easy.
No, sure.
You brought machinery, everything.
We gotta bring them down here. Don't worry. So let's have a good photo. Bishop Maponga, since this is your brother, you be like you're giving him the award for your purposes. Where is the camera? Are you there? Okay. Is that okay? Is that okay? Okay, right? Thank you.
Brothers and sisters, this award is not just for me, guys. We have a lot of young people across Africa working with us. A lot of mama on the street across Angola.
That's why we have to promote Baba. Buy Africa, buy Africa. So what am I trying to say at the end of the day? These are the products we need on our market, and this is the kind of industry we should be supporting. Thank you, Dr. Waka Waka, for that. At this juncture, I'd like to announce the next award recipient, Dr. Grace Caballo.
Presidential advisor on special duties is a dynamic Dr. Grace, academic leader and ardent advocate for women's rights and empowerment across the African continent. In February 2020, Caballo was unanimously elected as the Secretary General for Pan-African Women's Organization, PAO, first Ugandan ever to serve in this prestigious position since its formation on July 31, 1962. Despite competing against other 55 candidates across the continent, Dr. Caballo emerged victorious, underscoring her significant role in championing gender equality and fostering a unified voice for African women within the broader framework of Pan-Africanism. Currently headquartered in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, PAO was founded as the African Women's Union on July 31, 1962. It was originally formed as an organization to fight against colonialism, racial discrimination, and allow women across Africa to unite in their efforts for gaining socio-economic equality. Since her election as the Secretary General for PAO, Caballo has intensified its efforts to address the socio-economic challenges facing African women, including poverty, access to education, healthcare, and political representation. She has been instrumental in launching initiatives that promote the participation of women in political leadership roles across Africa, emphasizing that true Pan-Africanism cannot be achieved without the full inclusion of women in all spheres of society. As a staunch advocate for African Union's Agenda 2063, Dr. Caballo aligns PAO's goals with the broader aspirations of the African continent, striving to ensure that the future is one where women are not only beneficiaries but also key architects of Africa's destiny. She has also advocated for policies that address the socio-economic disparities affecting African women and amplified the role of African women in the global dialogue on gender equality and development. Being at the forefront of women empowerment among other national duties, Dr. Grace Caballo is ranked among the top powerful Ugandan women, joining the ranks of Indomitables Winnie Byanyima, Princess Christabel Elizabeth Bagaya, Kik of Toro Kingdom, Dr. Specioza Wandera Kazibwe, among others who continue to elevate Uganda and Africa's position on the global stage. Ladies and gentlemen, this year's African Woman Renaissance Leader Award goes to Dr. Grace Caballo.
Yes, Dr. Grace Caballo, my elder. Atwoki, you can join. Rosalinda Birungi, Honorable Atwoki, works with General Salim Saleh in Operation Wealth Creation. Operation Wealth Creation. So, you can extend.
Just to achieve
my elder senior, Bishop Maponga, you'll be the one to give Dr. Grace this award. Oh.
Talking about hard drugs. More them get it, still want more. Now the pusher was away upon his ups and downs. And men are like junkies all over town.
Mr. DJ, thank you so much. Professor Bishop Joshua Maponga, this is our elder in Uganda when it comes to Pan-Africanism, so it's very good that you be the one to hand it over to her. Thank you so much. Where is the medal? Let Rosalinda Honorable dress her. Woman to woman. Women in the space.
Still want more.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Still want more.
This platinum card is the highest card in our hierarchy. Yeah, I don't give my power when I'm here. So I'm the one to give you, to recruit you officially into the Pan-African Pyramid Pan-African Pyramid organization. Thank you.
Just to
Give a big round of applause.
Talking about hard drugs.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Comrade Irumba. Thank you, my brother, Bishop Mabonga. But I cannot accept this alone. Allow me to invite my very firm shareholders. And that is none other than Dr. John Patrick Caballo. Can you please come up? That is my other half. So if I achieve in this, it's because he's backing me up all the way. Allow me to invite my power daughters, Pan-African Women Organization. Sharon and your team, where are you? My Africa Monologue Challenge, can you come forward? Nana and Peter, we just had an event early this week, which was actually launching the African storytelling, telling our own stories through the Africa Monologue Challenge. Come to my right. Mothers are proud for having children around them, and that's exactly what I'm doing. But I cannot completely step down without appreciating and recognizing the peer, the foundation, the support, the creator of what we have today, the atmosphere that is conducive enough to even preach the Pan-Africanism we had lost, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. My first time to see that gentleman talking Pan-Africanism, I think I was in S2. And I realized that we needed to create the Pan-African Club at school. And I was the first chairman of that club. I have never stopped. People like Professor here, people like Professor Turiamuhika, our late comrade Eli Tumwine, mentioned them. And I had an opportunity of traveling to South Africa when our passports would not allow us. Very clear anti-apartheid passports everywhere except the Republic of South Africa. Those were the Ugandan passports then, as far back as '82. But thanks to the Pan-Africanism we are preaching today, Uncle Bob, Robert Mugabe in Zimbabwe, he said, leave that passport here. Here is a travel document. That is the Africa we want. That is the Africa we want. And thank you, Comrade Irumba, when you stand firm and say our brother Waka Waka must come at any cost. I wish I had known. You know I would have been beside you. So, thank you very much. So, comrades, you are here because you are comrades. You are here because you believe in Pan-Africanism. But let's walk the talk. Let's walk the talk. And the Pan-African Women Organization is firm, having started the activism as far back as the 1940s, but officially recognized in 1962 in Tanzania. I am the third generation of those great women. And Uganda, we were lucky to have 3 of our own as founder members in Tanzania, and that was none other than Mama Joyce Simpanga, Mama Rebecca Mulira, and Mama Pumla Kisosonkole, who was the grandmother to the Kabaka. So you can see monarchy and Pan-Africanism has been historical and strong. Rose and the Prince are not here by accident. I would go on and on, but trust me, we are here, firm, and to move together. Comrade Waka Waka, I'll give you Mama Inga's contact in Angola. You go to the airport and ask for the Pan-African Women Organization. You won't be alone anymore. And for the Pan-African women, those before me and those who are there today, my president, Mem Eunice Ipinge in Namibia, the 5 vice presidents of the regions, Batabile in South Africa, Sakiliba in Mali, Nuria in Algeria, and Madeleine Tefak in Cameroon. Pan-African Women has 5 regional offices with executive secretaries and vice presidents, and we have our offices in Addis and Pretoria. Come join us. After the liberation of the continent and the formation of OAU, we are talking socio-economic development. There is no sense about political freedom without economic freedom. And that is why I believe in our president. And that is why I believe in Musevenomics, the economy that makes sense. Thank you so much. Aluta continua.
Thank you.
Black Jah, come from Africa. Black Jah, come from Africa.
At this juncture, we'd also like to now go to our next awardee, Professor Kwesiga of UIRI.
Charles Kwesiga, the prominent industrial engineer.
Professor Kwesiga Charles of Uganda Industrial Research Institute, URI.
Professor Charles Kwesiga, the prominent industrial engineer and executive director, Uganda Industrial Research Institute, URI, is a key player in the 4th industrial revolution in Africa. Professor Kwesiga's extensive experience spans from corporate management, education, entrepreneurship, and management consultancy. As a key advocate for Africa's reliance through technological advancement, Professor Kwesiga oversees crucial activities such as technology transfer, product development, business incubation, applied research and development. Professor Charles Kwesiga began his career as an engineer with East African Community Airlines, but was compelled to flee to United States on a scholarship due to threats against his life, including an assassination attempt orchestrated by Idi Amin's regime, but luckily Kwesiga survived the ordeal. With a scholarship at hand, Kwesiga went into exile in the US, where he thrived both academically and professionally in the field of engineering. He spent over 30 years in the US before returning to Uganda in 2004. Upon his return, he initially served as a presidential advisor for African Growth and Opportunity Act AGOA, and in 2006 was appointed to resuscitate the Uganda Industrial Research Institute URI in Nakawa. In January 2020, under his leadership, another branch was successfully launched in Namave Industrial Park. Under his watch, the multi-billion facility is equipped with state-of-the-art machinery for industrial training and development, providing advanced resources for trainees and paving way for a bright future in Uganda's industrial sector and Africa at large. Under his leadership, URI was recognized as a center of excellence in research and design by the East African community, reflecting his commitment to fostering homegrown solutions to Africa's challenges, especially in the technology sector. Professor Kwesiga's immense contributions go beyond URI. As president of the World Association of Industrial and Technological Research Organizations, WITRO, from 2015 to 2016, he promoted global synergies among research institutions, fostering technological innovation across continents. His role in establishing the Uganda Petroleum Institute, Chigumba, as the chairman of the Special Task Force, underscores his dedication and commitment to building African capabilities in the industrial revolutionary agenda. In addition to his contributions to industrial development, Professor Kwesiga serves as a presidential advisor on scientific innovations and offers strategic guidance on harnessing science and technology, not only for Uganda but Africa at large. His involvement with the Uganda People's Defense Forces UPDF as a member of the Board of Control for the Senior Command and Staff College Chimaka, and as vice chairman of the board for the National Enterprises Corporation NEC, has also played a crucial role in integrating technological innovation with national security and economic empowerment. As chairman of the board of governors at Intare School and an OB to President Museveni at the prestigious school, Professor Kwesiga also contributes to nurturing the next generation of African leaders, emphasizing the importance of education in achieving the Pan-African vision of self-sufficiency. Professor Kwesiga's work embodies the Pan-African spirit, driving technological and industrial progress across the African continent and beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, this year's African Renaissance Leader Industrialist Award goes to Professor Charles Kwesiga, the Executive Director, Uganda Industrial Research Institute. Professor
Charles Kwesiga, if you could come on the podium. It's until I went to his industrial research in Namave that I knew, oh, actually in Uganda, AI, artificial intelligence, is actually happening. Most of you people think that the things like now, Dr. Waka Waka, the things he has shown you, you think that people with brains to do such things are only people who are not from this continent. But actually, you need to visit Professor Kwesiga's institute, URI. Especially, not the one of Nakawa, but the one of Namave. You need to go there. You'll appreciate. It's until when I went there, I asked myself, Professor, why haven't you been awarded and recognized? I said, well, I have the power. I'm going to do it. And I am glad what I told you. I am here. We have the power. We have the power.
Talking about this hard drug.
Let me invite Dr. Waka Waka. Dr. Waka Waka, Dr. Waka, I'm calling you because this is your comrade. He doesn't talk, he acts. I want you to visit him. He doesn't talk, he acts. He acts. And so such people, you know, I don't know anyway, but
thank you very, very much. Comrade Irumba, thank you very much. Waka Waka. Thank you for the challenge, and I can assure you that for what you are doing, our center could be the source of the technologies you need. And so feel free to come and visit us and we can discuss further collaborations. It's immense pleasure to be here, and especially to be here with 2 of my 4 biological children, Maria and Joy. Please come the podium. And Maria, your husband should also family. And I'll tell you, listening to Waka Waka and life in the diaspora, I'll just share a few episodes and experiences. In 1989, in my home in Cleveland, Ohio, somebody wrote an article in one of the largest newspapers in the state of Ohio, and the piece was about my life and my experiences with Idi Amin. And so they revealed a lot of details about how I had a big run-in with Idi Amin, how he had put me in jail for over a year, how I had escaped execution very narrowly, and so on and so forth. And so the pullout came out on a Sunday paper, and so people started calling me, say, we had heard that you had problems in your home country, but we didn't know it was this bad. Say, well, it happened. Now these girls are very young. They got to know about, they heard about it, so they rushed to read the paper. And so they came rushing to my bedroom. They said, Dad, you were in jail for a whole year? What did you do? I said, nothing. Then he just said, oh, sure, nothing. You can't be in jail for a whole year for doing nothing. Dad is a criminal. It took me a long time to convince them that there is something called political detention and that you can be in prison without being charged. And so for them to be here in the same home country of mine to celebrate an award, it fills my heart with a lot of joy and happiness. Thank you very, very much. We have been talking Pan-Africanism, but my home is more of a United Nations, because my late wife, mother of these children, was Kenyan native. I'm Ugandan. 2 of my children were born in America. One is married to a native of Germany. Another one is married to a native of United States. Their older sister is a professor in Rhode Island with a grandson whose father is Nigerian. And we have, it's just on and on. Now my son, Derek, who is now assistant general manager of a golf resort in Cleveland, Ohio, today is celebrating, what is this? Yeah, he's celebrating an engagement party with a black American woman. And the irony of that is that the father of this, of my daughter-in-law to be, was my classmate when we were doing master's degree in Cleveland, Ohio in 1980. And so many years later, somehow our children have met. Now they're going to be man and wife. And so we have, I became Pan-Africanist way back during my years in Nairobi. That's why I married a Kenyan lady. And now we are international citizens. I'm glad to be here. I was waxing nostalgia here. Dr. Kawayo, come here, please. I'm taking your husband back to the stage. And when I was looking at the footage about President Museveni, some of the pictures I saw, I actually remember them when we were in entire school together with Museveni. And he was as Pan-Africanist as one could be, even in those years. And guess who else in the room was with me in that school? Dr. Kabayo here. So this is my OB from entire school, as is President Museveni, and a few other pictures I saw. And frankly, that entire school was the right place to be. I'm proud to be associated with it. I'm proud to be associated with the OBs that we crossed paths together. As they say, behind every powerful woman, there is what? So Grace, I can see where you get the inspiration from. Thank you very much for this. I'll be remiss not to recognize the presence of my staff. You could see things that will make you feel you're not in Africa, like Rumba was talking about. Indeed, we have achieved. The Uganda Industrial Research Institute, Namave campus, there is a team of South Africans who came there one day, and they were saying, you know, some minister sent us here to help you. I say, help me with what? We have done some research. Actually, we're coming to, we are going to present you how we are going to help you. That makes sense. He said, okay, before you make a presentation, why don't you take a tour of this 15-acre campus? And then you can come and we compare notes and you see how you can help us. And after about an hour and a half touring the facility, they came back. I said, so they said, we never expected anything like this in sub-Saharan Africa. I said, yeah, but you're here to help me, okay? Can you please? He says, well, no, we are changing the script. We are not asking to how we can help. We now want to know how we can work together. And very soon we shall start manufacturing electric transformers at that campus in collaboration with those guys who had come to help me. So we have the potential. We have what it takes. We can do it. We just have to be focused and to be realistic in assessing what our needs are. What does it take to go to the next level? We must industrialize. There is no shortcut to this. I also want to recognize, so my team from URI, please stand up for recognition. These friends of mine, that's what they keep me going. They give me the inspiration to go on. And so, Director of Finance and Administration, thank you for coming. Director of Product Development, thanks for coming. I can see a match with Waka Waka to work with them so that we can see how we can collaborate and do indeed make products in Africa. The two ladies there are from the public relations and marketing office, so they will be the entry point if and when you come to visit us. There's a friend there who is sitting quietly, the native of South Carolina. We always compare notes. He's a very, very dear friend here as a consultant for Uganda government. Bianchi, thank you for coming by. So if I was to recognize all the faces I see, would probably not leave this place. And my daughters were already quietly grumbling that this program is taking too long. So I will not, I will not make it any longer. But I really appreciate this, and thank you. And believe me, we shall do whatever it takes to advance Africa's socio-economic transformation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor. Bring the award to Dr. Wakawaka to hand it over to him. Please, the family should join him in the photo opportunity. Professor asks you to come stand here. The rest of the family. Join him, please. Join him. Join your dad. Photo opportunity. Bring the medal. Let the daughter, let one of the daughters address him. The daughter. Let them, yeah, dress your dad. Dress your dad, please. As you look on the camera, you thought he was a rebel. That's why he was in jail. You can be in jail for nothing. Bring the ID.
There must be something she
Mr.
can
DJ.
do.
Mr. DJ. Professor Charles Kwesiga. This is a platinum membership card. This membership card makes you automatically a member of the Pan-African Pyramid. So please, you are our member, and wherever there is a need for us to work together, because you know that with these things that we do here, we need to work together in many ways. So I will ask that you officially become and accept this card, so that even some of our brothers and sisters who come here from other parts of Africa, when they come here, please give me quick access to a facility, so that whenever they come, they want to learn, it's easy for me to contact you, and then you allow them to come and visit the facility. This is very important. In that way, we shall be exchanging knowledge. When I came to a place, I can tell you, Professor, it changed my mindset. It changed. I never knew that in Uganda those things are happening. Do you know that someone is actually making a drone in Namamve here? A drone. They're manufacturing radios. These radios will grow up. Sembule, what? He's manufacturing them there. He's manufacturing drones, these drone cameras. They are there. They are there. So there are so many things that they are doing, and you know, we pass by Jinja Road, you go, you think Uganda is just ends on the road. No. Thank you so much. I propose, let me seek advice. I've been advised that I get back to the MC. I get back to the MC. Madam Jane Kasumba.
Thank you very much, Mr. Irumba. Congratulations, Professor Kwesiga. At this juncture, I would like to also recognize Dr. Kojo Abalode from Ghana, who's just arrived. Oh, you're most welcome. You're most welcome to Kampala. I hope he didn't have any visa problems, because now we believe in uniting Africa by force now. You can call Irumba. Oh, he lives here. Okay. Karibu. At this juncture, I would like to, of course, invite the speaker of the Pan-African Pyramid, Mr. Andrew Irumba, to officially invite the gentleman we've been waiting for to have his keynote address. Mr. Irumba will invite Bishop Joshua Maponga.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're just going for a little bit of a pause. We still have more recipients on the awards, but I believe that Bishop Maponga has been seated here for a very long time. He needs to speak to you. Some of you are already bored, so he needs to put some life in you. So ladies and gentlemen, join me, please. Join me in inviting Bishop Joshua Marara Maponga III, all the way from Zimbabwe. Bishop Marara Maponga. My elder, give respect, my elder. Thank you for coming.
Shall we just be standing just for half a minute, just to stretch? As a public speaker, I understand yeah, just stand a bit and stretch, like literally. I know some of our African brothers are not as privileged with enough flesh at the back to keep you there for a long time. You know, greet someone at least and shake a hand, and yeah, that's okay. That's okay. We can be seated. Thank you. The day is fast spent and the night is fast approaching. The protocols have been observed. Awards have been given. Allow me to fly past all pleasantries, and I will just mention all protocol observed. I appreciate the invitation to be part of you. I will take just a few moments with you. Be patient and sit tight. I'll take you on a small little academic, intellectual turn, which I hope at the end of this conversation we all should be, to a certain extent, in one unit frame of mind to allow us and guide us forward. I hold in my hands 4 passports. These are all my passports. They are not from different countries. And this is what I have spent for the past 10 years, just about 12 years, traveling around Africa and a little bit around outside of the continent. I must be quick to tell you that only one of them has expired. As an illustration, only one has expired. The other 3 I'm holding are still valid, but the pages are finished. I hope you get the illustration. The pages are finished. Because every time you cross a country, you must get a visa. Every time you cross a country, you must get a permit. You must get a visa, you must get a permit. Before you notice it, in 1 year, 2 years, the other one is finished. You go there, grab another one again. 2, 3 years, they come around and it's finished. And then you go pick up. This one I picked it up last week. This one I picked up last week. I still have 2 pages left in this one before I can start using the other one. And illustration number 2, in my hands here, I hold, there's the dollar. I don't need it here in Africa, but I have lots of them. I have some Ugandan shillings there. I have Botswana, Swaziland money. I have Lesotho money, a little bit of Jamaica, a bit of Brazil. And yeah, this is the nightmare. This is the nightmare which we face on a day-to-day basis, particularly some of us who have started traveling. So come with me, and I'll take you through a simple process. Simple process. In the academic world, there is something called the interrogatives. What do we call them? Come with me one more time. What do you call it? Interrogatives are a simple process of thinking where you ask 7 basic questions. What? Where? When? Where? How? Who? Which? And why? I wish I was with why? Okay, I'll tell you why I'm giving you the interrogatives. You take these 7 divisions of questions, and when you interrogate each one of them, they tend to give you the background. The what speaks of whatever you're describing. The why gives you the reason. The how, the processes. The which, specifics. The who, persons that must be involved. A simple way of writing a business plan for some of you young people who might not have the the blessing of having gone to school to learn how to write a business plan. Just write those 7 questions and answer them with a paragraph each. And you'll be shocked at the end of that, you have the most personal and truthful business plan that explains everything. So when it comes to issues of Pan-Africanism, uniting Africa now, we need to ask ourselves those 7 questions, basic questions. And this is the quality of learning we need to put between our ears. What must we do? We must unite. When must we unite? Are we going to unite? Which processes are we going to use to unite, as my learned friends have already stipulated? Maybe because they've read passports. And I've seen some of my friends in Zimbabwe, the diplomats, who don't have to go through the chaos that I go through. Because they simply write a letter to the country they are going. They have all their papers and what was stamped. They go through the back of the airport. Blue and black cars and blue lights are waiting for them. And they melt away into thin air while you are still queuing on a line from here to Kasese. We who don't have the privilege of the red passports must go through the pains of stopping and standing on lines, being denied visas, even sometimes when you have paid for those visas. Is this worth it? The colonial mind is true and it's real. When colonialism came to Africa, they didn't come here with passports. They just came, took what they wanted, and they went away. The colonialists are not coming back. They are gone for good. Unfortunately, we as Africans, particularly African leaders, we have now become custodians of the colony. Visas, restrictions, economics, agricultural sharing between countries does not happen. In fact, it's even better and more profitable to make sure that Africans are suspicious of each other. So the Rwandanese and what tribe is in Rwanda? The Hutus and the Tutsis, who are living across the river away from Uganda, and the other families and uncles are across the river, are meant to come to Kampala to get a passport so that they can cross over and go and see their relatives across the river. You are meant to think and be suspicious that I am a Ugandan. I want to declare to you tonight, all African countries, I'm declaring now, all African countries, I now call them provinces. One more time. All African countries are now, our country is Africa. The country we are talking about is Africa. So I am in Uganda province. I am in Rwanda province. I am in Zimbabwe province. I am in South African province. And whether our leaders like it or not, until we who suffer decide to make a change, nothing will happen. So here's the idea. You take the 7 interrogatives and you line them nicely. It will give you the entire problem and explain it and describe it to you. Then for those that are intelligent, we go to level number 2, which we now say that how do you interpret interrogatives in the backdrop of time? Then you pick up the past, the present, and the future. Now you multiply the 7 questions times 3 so that you can end up on 21. Then you ask the what question 3 times. What happened for us to have borders? Hello? What happened? How did these borders come across? Then all the history students can move one side. You can go to the Congo conference. You can go to the Berlin conference. You can understand the leaders who came there to discuss and everything that many of our Pan-Africanists have been talking about. Well done, 10 out of 10. Let's move on to number 2. What is happening now? Then we start looking at each other. President so-and-so, President so-and-so, Prime Minister so-and-so, Prime Minister so-and-so. And ask them, how are you a Prime Minister? A Prime Minister over what?
Teach, Maponga, teach.
Who gave you the territory which you call your country?
Teach, Bishop.
How do you legitimize yourself as a leader of a country whose jurisdiction has an ugly historical past which you don't want to look at because there's a benefit for you? Then you understand neo-colonialism. in its inception and practice. That countries are given flags, countries are given national anthems, and they are given some form of pronouncement. You are now an independent country. When in fact there's no independence in Africa, there is interdependence. And where there's no interdependence, there's continuous colonialism.
Teach, Maponga. Bishop, teach, man. Teach, man.
That speaks of the now. So what happened in the past gives us the history. What's happening in the present gives us the present political terrain in which we are working in. Then I take you to number 3.
Come on now.
What will happen in the future? By understanding the future of where we are going, we need to understand the future of where other people are coming from.
Come on now.
So that we can look at the Africa that we want. Thank you very much for speaking about the African dream. And speak about the Africa that we want as Africans.
Yes.
Not the future that they want as colonizers, as Europeans, and as Asians. They have a vision. 2063.
Come on
Vision
now.
2060. They have a vision for Africa.
Come on now.
The question is, do we have? Do we have? Even if we have the vision in Africa Union, has that vision been cascaded, reduced, diluted, so that kindergarten children, primary school children, high school students, college students, universities and professionals can in one voice say, that is the Africa that I want to become part of. No, our education is a passport to escape from poverty and go to Europe.
You're right. Come on now.
Now, how do we constantly spend government money producing students who are not going to work in our own economy? How do we spend our fiscus and taxpayers' money to subsidize, look after them in college, look after them in hospital, pay for their school fees, only for them to graduate and they die on the Mediterranean?
Come on.
Where are we coming from? Where are we? Where are we going? What happened? What is happening? What will happen? Why did it happen? Why is it happening? Why will it continue to happen? Who made it happen? Who must make it happen? Who will assist us to get to the future? Where did it happen? Where is it happening? Where will it continue to happen? How did it happen? How is it happening? How will it continue to happen? And until we begin to be critical, asking those uncomfortable questions that determine our history, reveal our present, and project our future, we will keep on becoming talkers and very few doers.
Teach, brother. Come on now. You're right.
As Dr. Chihombori says, you are not yet tired until you are tired of being tired.
Come on.
Nothing will happen until you decide to do about nothing that is happening.
Yes, man.
Level number 1, ask the interrogatives. Level number 2, comprehend the time frames into 3 sections. Now I'm going for the A students. People think that Pan-Africanism is just slogans. Let's do some academic exercise here, and let me incite your minds to some calibrations of thought. Item number 3, which is level number 3 for the high students.
Come on now.
Now we do benchmarking. What do we call it? One more time, what do we call it?
Benchmarking. Come on.
Show me your hands like this. Show me your hands like this. Not, yeah, like this. I want you to make a compass in your mind. This will help you to keep this information fresh. This is the north. Are you with me? At the bottom here, that is the south. This is the east, and that is the west. So you take your interrogatives, 7 of them. You take your time frames, 3 of them, multiply by 7. You now have 21 questions. Then you take your 21 questions and you move on the benchmarking, where you say, how are they doing it in the north? How are they doing it in the south? How are they doing it in the east? And how are they doing it in the west? By so doing, you begin to understand what makes the Asianic world, particularly with China as a leader, what is it that they are doing? What is it that we must be doing? How are they doing it? And why are they doing it? When did they start? How did the West, the North, the South look at them? Where are they now?
Yes.
Where are they going? Are you following?
I'm following. Come on, teach, brother.
You get to Europe and say, how was Europe formulated? That you have Belgium, you have France, you have Britain, you have Sweden, you have Norway, you have Italy, you have Greece, you have Portugal. How is it that in Europe you just need one Schengen visa and you can tour from the Alps to Greek to Italy and crisscross over with one currency in your hands, with one free transport in your hand, with flights and everything, and no one will ask you, where are you coming from and where are you going?
Come on now. Come on.
And then you talk about the euro becoming a currency that can be spoken about in the world. Why? Because they were able to put European countries, the Netherlands, the Caucasians, came together, consolidated their plan.
Yes.
Came together, the Netherlands came together. Don't play with white people.
Preach,
when they want
brother.
and they know what they want,
Come on now.
they know what unity means.
Teach.
They can argue amongst each other. But when it comes to business, they never undermine each other. They unite and stick together and make sure that their business leaders can die, come and go. But agenda does not change.
You're right. You're right.
Can't tell me that from 1700s to date, the agenda of the colonialist on the African table remains unchanged. The menu of the dog has not changed.
Come on now. Preach.
Didn't hear me?
That's right. That's
The
right.
menu that the dog eats in Africa has not changed a bit.
That's right. That's right.
And you are the diet. This is the issue. You are either on the menu or you are the menu.
Come on now.
Then you ask yourself the same question, how did the 54, 52 states in America come together to formulate one American dollar, one currency, free transport and trade? So the simple question I'm asking you, how do you create a superpower? Then the disaster begins. Africa. We can understand what's happening in the East. All of us here, either you are dressed up in Chinese, or you are walking on Chinese, or you are perfumed in China, or you are necklaced in China. But all of us here, all of us, in one way or the other, China is here. On your table, on your bedroom suite, on your underwear, on your bra, on your pads, somewhere. China is everywhere. They respect no privacy. They're everywhere.
Come on now.
Then you ask yourself, how did China get there? How did America get there? 1776. How did Europe get there? And the question is, when will Africa start even thinking about getting there?
Come on now. Come on now.
Doing is another thing. And when I'm talking about thinking, I'm not undermining the works of our forefathers. They discussed the what must be done. Our present leaders don't want to discuss the how it must be done.
Come on.
Thank you. All of them, and the other day I said, call a meeting. All of you African leaders, call a meeting. No mediator, no European, no Asian. Call a meeting by yourselves with one agenda. How do we unite Africa and make it work for us?
Come on now. Come on.
Call a meeting. You don't need no one to come and mediate it for you. By yourselves. Tell me that the agenda of Africa is important. In conclusion, what do we benefit when Africa is united? I start with the softer issues. Very beautiful issues. Young ladies, never curse God and say there are no men to marry me. Come on. Come on. Like all this I'm seeing now, I could hire an Airbus before I even offload in Johannesburg. You'll have disappeared. You have disappeared between these two borders here. There are enough men who are looking for beautiful Uganda women. And there are enough girls there also who are looking for the handsome Uganda men. So from the basics, it opens the borders to marriages and intermarriages, fostering and helping us to further unite. Brothers-in-laws and sisters-in-laws, we're eating together. Cows are crossing the river this week. Next week, another cows are coming this way. Goats are jumping over bridges, and relationships can begin to be mended. I know what I'm talking about.
Come on now. That's my man.
I'm looking at academic qualifications. Universities are good at certain subjects in Africa with free borders. Then you know, if I want to do science, I go there. If I want to do law, I go there. If I want to do medicine, I go there. If I want to do tourism, I go there. If I want to, then it opens up our minds. And by activating the minds of the young people through education, we begin to create an intellectual HR body of thinking Africans who can begin to learn from each other, knowing each other. Don't talk about me. Talk with me. Don't say, here Nigerians. Have you been to Nigeria?
Come on now.
So just shut up. If you don't know what's happening in Senegal, in Sumbeju, don't say anything. If you don't know what's happening in Ikeja, keep quiet.
Come on.
You've never been to Port Harcourt. And yet you want to tell us what's happening in Kisumu. Unless we begin to think globally and act locally, we become slaves of our own myopic quality of thinking.
Come on now. Come on now. Preach.
We enslave our minds by stifling them of information, learning, and education.
Yes.
Economic benefits. Goods must flow freely. I've never seen so many vegetables in my life until I went into a restaurant in Uganda here. I've never seen so many vegetables. Down there we only have 2 or 3 or 4. I got 16, 18 plates of vegetables, not even fruit, vegetables. And here we are talking about Africa that is poor. And yet we have enough food.
Nonsense.
I mean, who is worried about water when Lake Victoria has not yet even been tapped into? I mean in terms of watering Africa. You are in the Garden of Eden here.
Come on now.
With one of the biggest deposits of fresh water in the whole world. Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah. And yet we are talking about Africa drinking dirty water. When we have clean water, which we don't even know what to do with. What happens to business? We're able to open up our business streets. What happens to tourism? We're able to have a holiday. Like, I was in Zimbabwe on, today's what? Today's Saturday. I woke up in Harare on Thursday. I had lunch in Johannesburg, and I had supper in Kampala. How about that? And I'm so glad Zimbabwe and Uganda, we no longer need visas. Literally, we walk in reverse, just like that, you know. You go in and you go out. And I was not even asked, what are you doing here? How long are you going to be here? She just took my passport, put a stamp, have a good stay, sir. I said, bless you too. That's what it must be like. But we don't even need these damn passports.
You're right. You're right.
One must be able to walk through and do business and come back. There are business opportunities waiting for Africa.
Yes.
There are economic businesses waiting for Africa.
Yes.
There are educational benefits waiting for Africa. There's tourism waiting for Africa. Goods must move freely between countries. Ultimately, of course, there are governance and stability that we can benefit from unity. So here's my call to all African presidents. Freeze all your national armies. Create one big African army.
Right.
Take all your military budgets, all of them. Put them in one basket. Give me 1 million soldiers standing strong.
Come on now. You're right.
With all flights, artilleries, and bombs. Not to shoot each other, but to patrol our borders around Africa.
Come on now. Come on now. Yes.
And protect us as citizens from foreign investors. Yes. We need to know which ship is coming in and which one is going out and what are they carrying inside there. Have they paid the necessary duties?
Yes.
Now, we are talking about the Africa that I want.
Yes.
The Africa that I want.
Come on now. Teach.
I look forward to coming back here in September next year, bring all African indigenous traditional leaders for the spiritual summit in Uganda. Because it is here in Embo, in the great Sese Islands, the navel of the Nile River, that we call Embo in Zimbabwe, Veganda in Nelubale, in the Runzuri Mountains, that we believe as Africans we came out of Baganda, the people of the skin. To go further down south and split into many other tribes that you know. I am Nkima. The monkey.
Come on now.
Shoko mkanya fuzijena. Chigaramboko.
Come on now.
Garamashamba huda. Chirera na wane wewanji. Makumbe mwana mwisende we shano. The monkey in Uganda is the piri in Malawi. It is the kabo in Botswana. It is the mtsweneng in Lesotho. It's kosana in Swaziland. It's mtolo and jambas in Kwakosa. It's the same monkey. They all have their bums missing hair. So what's the difference? Until we understand that our totems, in terms of our preservation, join us together. You have lion tribes, Mpologomas here. We have Shumbas over there. We have Mtaungs over there. We have Gurundoros over there. He's the lion. You have crocodiles over here. We have crocodiles over there. You have birds over here. We have birds over there. Zebras are here. Zebras are over there. And our African people are still linked and connected by our totemic inclinations, which supersede our linguistic differences.
Teach, Maponga, teach, man.
You missed that part. Did you hear that part? Our totemic umbilical cords supersede our languages. Because as we crossed the rivers, we interacted with other tribes and changed our language. But you can't tell me that the monkey on this side of the river and the monkey on the other side of the river are different monkeys. Then go back to school and ask for your school fees. If you can't process that, you are educated, you went to school, but school never went through you.
Come on.
So we're here as fellow Africans to say, let's talk. But let's not just talk. Let's start doing. I want to challenge all of us who are here as I close. Please start knowing, find your relatives. Start knowing. Start looking for your relatives across Africa. How do you do that? Take your totem, understand it and study it. And just look around and find out who else is a Rafiki around here. Who else is a Njovu? A Jou? Who else is an ostrich here? Who else is a crocodile over there? You may be shocked that from Sudan to Cairo to South Africa to the Karoo to Mozambique, Africa is one people.
Teach, Maponga.
Africa is
one people.
Politics and religion separate us. Spirituality unites us.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, give a standing ovation. A standing ovation, please, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Bishop Maponga. Thank you so much.
Can we have a hearty round of applause, please, for Bishop Maponga, please? We're truly, truly united. At this juncture, once of course we've had that kind of speech, we have to go back to our African roots, and the first thing in Africa is that we share what it is that we have. So it's dinner time. You will wait for an usher to come to your table and usher you out for the buffet. And of course, after the dinner, please don't go away. There's still more awards, 4 more awards to be given, and the cake cutting as well. And we shall also dance to African music thereafter. Okay, thank you so much. Can we have a prayer, please? I'm going to ask Dr. Kabaya to kindly say a prayer for us for our dinner. Oh.
Okay, let's humble ourselves. Heavenly Father, we praise you, we glorify your name. We thank you for the gift of life and the gift of love. We thank you for the gift of wisdom and understanding, especially those who understand true Pan-Africanism. We thank you for the unity and bless what we are about to receive, Heavenly Father, to strengthen us spiritually and physically to do what will glorify your name. In the name of Jesus Christ, I've prayed.
Okay, please kindly remain seated. The ushers will come table per table. I'm going to ask the band to play us right into dinner. Thank you. So wait for an usher to come to your table, please. So the band, over to you, please.
Africa.